Hey YouTube, it's your girl Chic from Chic Say What. I'm coming back with another video. And today I want to talk about our girl, Carri Richardson. So it's been all across the media about her being tested for drugs and failing that test. Um, from what I've learned, she tested positive for marijuana, and as a result of that, she's on a suspension. So initially, I had learned that, a suspension can be anywhere from 4 years to up to 90 days. But the most current information I learned was from CNN, and it stated that she's on suspension for 1 month. So will she be in the Olympics? So if she's on suspension for 1 month, I don't know exactly what date it would be that her race would be scheduled, if that would kind of have her still being able to make it and perform in the Summer Olympics. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out. But anyway, I want to just see what your thoughts are just pertaining to the entire situation, because I wanted to come on actually about a week or so ago and do a video on her, but I wanted to talk about how people, in particular men, Black men, had issues with her appearance at the Olympic trials. So what I was hearing was that they didn't like her hair, her nails, her eyelashes. And to me, I felt like that was kind of like their main focal point versus the accomplishment of her, like breaking a record, just blowing the other ladies out of the water during the race and making the Olympic team. So I just felt like that was kind of overshadowed, or at least, that was what I was hearing a lot of talk about, in social media, opposed to just, her accomplishment. And I didn't really feel that was fair, because I don't personally feel that she kind of looks any different than any other young lady that's like in her age range, like with the hair, the nails, eyelashes. I mean, that's kind of, the look. Yeah, I would say, at the Olympic trials, she definitely stood out. But when you compare her to her peers, people in her age range, I personally don't think that she kind of stands out, physically, as far as like in a bad way, in comparison to the other young ladies who are like in their early 20s. So that was initially what I kind of wanted to talk about, just to see if there was like women out there in particular who thought that she wasn't a good look for the Black community. I personally didn't feel that way. I mean, I think that she represented us well at that trial, and I'm actually used to seeing her with different hair colors. When I first learned about who she was, it probably was maybe within the last 7 or 8 months, and the times I've seen her, she had different hair colors. So when I saw her at the Olympic trials, I didn't really think much of it, because she's just someone that I've just gotten used to seeing being creative with her looks, like many people today. So fast forward to today's, the present, where there's an issue with the drug testing and her testing negative, or I'm sorry, her testing positive for drugs, in particular marijuana. To me, I just felt like it just added another layer on top of people already having something to say, and granted, people are always going to have something to say, but I just did not want to hear about something else that people who were already, I guess, your naysayers, would be able to add on, as far as, like I said, those men who already didn't think she was a good representation just because of what she looked like. Now, with the whole her, failing the drug test, to me, I just feel like that's just like another layer of something that somebody can say about her. I think, the whole situation is very disheartening. I did, let me see, let me try to share my screen with, what I came across as far as on the CNN. Hopefully I won't get in trouble with sharing this. Yeah, but CNN, as you can see, it talked about how, she was on the Today Show, and she was quoted as saying, "I just want to take responsibility for my actions. I know what I did. I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm allowed not to do, and I still made that decision. I'm not making an excuse or looking for any empathy in my case." So that was, her quote as pertaining to this situation. I personally feel like, yes, she's human and we all make mistakes. And this is just one that, a mistake that she did make. She did talk about at the trials that she had recently, or I guess a week before the trials, had lost her mother. And I can just only imagine what that felt like, what we really probably, what she's still going through with dealing with the loss of her mother, on top of just the pressure of, going to the Olympics and representing our country. That's just a lot. And she's so young. So one can only think that, that pressure, she has been under a lot of pressure. However, I don't feel like it's an excuse for her to use drugs, especially when you kind of know the rules and there's testing, because she's a professional athlete. From my research, she turned pro while she was in college. She basically, went to LSU for maybe about a year and a half, I believe, and then she dropped out and then turned pro. So she's just been running track as a professional athlete. If she can just only get a 1 month suspension, I mean, in comparison to what I've learned of a possible penalty being upwards of 4 years, I think that would be awesome, given the circumstances. I wasn't quite clear in the CNN report if this means that, I guess, she will be running. I mean, because she's only suspended for 1 month. So I don't know if, okay, by the time 1 month is up, would it be time for her to do her race? I don't know. I'm not kind of clear on that. So if you do know, you want to add some comments, drop a comment about that and just kind of clarify that for me, I would greatly appreciate that. But I am happy to hear that it wasn't as severe as it seemed like it could have been. I have been seeing a lot of people on social media, throwing out their thoughts about the whole situation, and some are kind of connecting or throwing race out there as being a reason as to hold her back. I personally think, just for me knowing, hey, she failed a drug test. I mean, it is what it is. So I don't see what race or anything could have in regards to that, because so either you pass a drug test or you don't, one of those kind of black or white things. But it does seem like some people maybe are comparing her situation to other athletes who may have been caught up in similar situations with testing positive for drugs, maybe even performance enhancing drugs. And hers was just marijuana, which isn't known to be a performance enhancement drug. So I think maybe that contributes to why it would be the only 1 month suspension versus something more severe, as like I mentioned, like upwards of 4 years. So I think it's awesome that, it's just 1 month, and I can just only hope that, the 1 month would still have her in line to be able to compete in the Olympics and represent our country next month. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. I mean, it's just been a lot going on with this young lady. And, I know she has a lot of followers, a lot of people rooting for her. But like I said, I have seen, plenty of people, out there that kind of haven't been saying so, positive things about her, like I said, in particular because of how she looks. And I just had a problem with that. And I wanted that to just be a whole video on its own. Like, what's up? What's wrong with how she looks? She's a whole black girl. She got colored hair, lashes, nails, like 10 other girls that you will probably see her around. Like, what's the big deal? I just didn't understand that. But now with the whole drug situation, it's just like, okay, it's almost like, okay, it's overshadowing that. And now it's something else to talk about pertaining to Carri. So I just hope that now going forward, we can move past this. She can deal with the consequence of the 1 month suspension and go to the Olympics and do her thing and represent our country to the best of her ability. You know, I have faith that she'll go there and do what she needs to do and bring home a medal for our country. Better yet, bring home the gold medal. I have the faith in her. You know, Carri can easily be, you know, my cousin, my little sister, me. You know, I think she is, like she said, I'm human. That was what, you know, when everything broke, you know, it was a tweet that went out where she was quoted as saying, I'm human. And, you know, that is the case. She is human and humans make mistakes. So it sounds like, you know, she's definitely taking responsibility and ownership of this entire situation, which I think is great. She acknowledged that she knew what she was doing was wrong. She knew the rules. She knew everything. No excuse. This is what I did, and I am remorseful for it. And I just hope that, you know, with her being remorseful for it and apologetic, that, you know, the officials can have mercy on her. And I feel like, you know, the 1 month suspension is mercy, you know, considering. So I would love to know what you all think. If you could like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to build up my followers because I'm trying to get this message out, or get any message that I have out, because I know a lot of people aren't back in their normal element of just talking to people like face to face as they normally would pre pandemic. I know I'm not kind of still back in my normal element. So that's what prompted me to come back out here on YouTube. So therefore I can kind of reach people, you know, in another way. So the only how I can reach people is, you know, if this message is shared so people know that I am out here and I want to hear what you have to say. If you have any topics or any things that you would like, you know, for me to discuss or to talk about, drop it in the comment. There's so much going on, you know, out here in these streets. So every day it seems like it's, you know, I'm learning of something else to jump on here and talk about. But today, you know, I wanted it to be about our girl, Carri Richardson. So, you know, it was important for me to do this video tonight, just to get it out there and let you all know, you know, what my thoughts are. And I really would like to know what your thoughts are pertaining to this whole situation. Do you think, okay, what, it's weed, it's marijuana, it's no big deal, let the girl run, let the girl live? Or do you feel like, oh my God, you know, she's on drugs, you know, no, she can't run, she can't represent our country? You know, what side of the fence are you on? You know, I personally, you know, feel like, you know, she made a mistake, she owned up to it. A 1 month suspension is fair. I just hope that that 1 month suspension won't interfere with her being able to perform at the Olympic Games, because that's next month. So not quite sure how that's going to pan out. I'll continue to follow that. Certainly, if you guys learn any more information as the days or the weeks progress, drop them in my comments. So therefore, you know, I can see, you know, and learn, you know, what's going on, because it seemed like by the hour things are unfolding pertaining to this situation. And up until right before recording this video, I was kind of doing some research just to get the most current information, which I'm glad I did, because that's what I learned, that the suspension was for, you know, 1 month opposed to maybe 90 days is what I was hearing before. So yeah, if you got any information, certainly share that information with me and let me know what your thoughts are. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get on here and do these videos more frequently. I would love to do lives where I can, well, I'm doing this video as a live, but I want to be able to engage with you. So hopefully, you know, soon you all will start to get the notifications. Make sure your notifications are on, so when I do go live, you'll know, because I want to hear what you have to say. I want to, in real time, engage with you and just hear your thoughts. And maybe, you know, you may say something that kind of will spark another thought in me, and it can kind of take the conversation into, you know, another direction. So until the next broadcast. Peace.